live from my phone on YouTube, but I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. And I wanted to discuss uh, my homebrew world. Now, if you are in the Master the Game Facebook group, you will know that I do stuff like this. I do live videos in there all the time. I discuss things like my homebrew world. Sometimes we talk about rules like death saves and our opinions on that, or how to use certain abilities, or character builds. We talk about all sorts of cool things. And so if any of that sounds interesting, I highly recommend going over to the Master the Game Facebook group and joining. We got about 200 members right now, and there's some good conversations that go on over there pretty regularly. So go check that out. Now, I want to talk about my homebrew world. Many of you have been following my channel for a very long time. Obviously, I have over 2,000 subscribers, and a lot of you have been with me since the beginning. So what I wanted to say is, obviously I've ran a lot of my homebrew stuff on this channel. In fact, every single 5th edition game I have run has taken place in my homebrew world. Every single one. I've kind of, done some stuff with some Forgotten Realms for Adventurers League, but besides that, it's all been homebrew. Now, homebrew. I think it was one of the very first brigade cons I ran. It was called the Frozen Chosen, and the players demolished the pier going up into the north. Ended up going up into the snow-covered. Hi, buddy. Going up into the snow-covered hills and things like that. I'm doing a video, buddy.
You are.
Yeah. So, anyways, they did this, and there was like bugs. Imagine ant eggs. I took some inspiration from a few different things for this. I'm a big Palladium Books fan, so I probably am saying this wrong, but the I can't say it. That are in Canada, Rifts, Canada. Another thing that inspired it a little is Skyrim has these little black things that look like the pinchers. They have little pinchers on the back, almost look like little black bugs. That kind of inspired it a little bit. So a lot of things inspired that session that I ran for the Brigade Con. But I took it and made it my own. We had a lot of fun. And I want to put that into a little PDF, like a little 5-page PDF. Nothing big, just kind of highlighting the different towns, the different areas, some of the wildlife there, some adventure hooks, and maybe some backgrounds that can commonly be associated with it and how to work those. And maybe some little racial things here and there too. So again, something real small that I want to do for that. Yes, you can do. No, why don't you go upstairs and see what Lily's doing? One of the other things that I'd like to do. No, I don't think that's a good idea, buddy. One of the other things I would like to do is there's groups like factions like the Anvil Ringers, the Crusaders Against Magic, the 8 Pillars of Death. All of these things I would like to make a little tiny PDF about as well and do the same kind of thing. Like where you have backgrounds associated, you have trinkets associated with them, you have hooks, character motivations, maybe even abilities or feats or things like that. And again, it's mostly 5th edition stuff, so I'd probably do something like that. Now, these might be downloadable PDFs over in my Master the Game Facebook group, maybe up on my website over on rpgjuice.com, or I could even do it, throw it up on DM's Guild, and see what happens there. Make it like a freebie or pay what you want, because whatever. But ultimately, I just want to start doing this stuff. I want to do it for a long time. I've already done the work. I mean, it's in prep. It'd basically be taking my prep work and putting some flavor text in there, making it a little more digestible for a reader rather than just myself at a game table. And so, most of the work's already done there. Now it's just adding some flavor to it and some make it a little more interesting for a reader. So that's something I would like to do. I would also be interested in just again highlighting just portions of my world, you know, making them little short PDFs and putting them out there for people. I've written a lot about my world for myself. I've written a lot about my world for some of my players in the past, and so I think it would be cool to do. If this sounds interesting, let me know. Just leave a little comment below and tell me, yeah, I'm interested in hearing more about your world. You know, I've done videos on the past about it. I've obviously ran most of my games there. I know, like I said, it seems like people really like the Orcs Arrow Peninsula area. It seems like a lot of people really enjoyed the Glass Coast area of my world. The Anvil Ringers got a lot of interest from people before. They thought that sounded interesting. You know, and then obviously I have my own homebrew monsters. Mountain Bears being one that has been a pretty good hit. They're almost like, they're basically like, they're kind of like grizzly bears with spider climb. I mean, there's a little more than that, but that's like the rough idea right there. But yeah, so if writing about these little regions, I throw in a few monsters, I throw in a few things, and it's like a region book, I think that'd be cool. If this sounds interesting, though, I need to hear from you guys, because if there's no interest, I'm probably not going to put it out there for people to download, because then that's extra work for nothing. But if you guys are interested in seeing it, then I'll definitely do that and make it available to you guys. Obviously, I'm going to do the work anyway to pretty it up a little bit for just my home groups. One of the things I'd like to eventually do is have a binder for my homebrew world that I can say, hey, here you go, players, this is what I got. And, you know, it'll have maps of the areas, and as you flip through it, it'll have different things about it. So that it's, you know, you can reference it as a player. Are you a druid in from this part of the world? Well, these are probably the monsters you can change into, or the animals. If you're a fighter from this part of the world, then this is probably your, you know, where you learned this and that, you know. So tying things to different classes and things like that, you know, by region, I think would be cool. So some of the other stuff I've been thinking about is, you know, obviously Xanathar's Guide came out, and I think it was a fantastic book. I love it. I love the feats. I love the subclass options. Some of the spells that I did read sounded intriguing. You know, so I really got excited about Xanathar's Guide when that came out. I've enjoyed looking through that book. Very, like I said, it's really good. I feel like it really finishes out 5th edition well. And not finishes out, but it feels more complete now. It feels like this book should have been part of the player's handbook. You know, and that's not including the subclass stuff. But like the racial feats, the different rules stuff they clarify on, the tool proficiencies, all of that stuff would have been awesome in the original player's handbook. So if I can add some more things, like more magic items similar to that book, and maybe even a little bit, because those aren't really powerful magical items at all, but maybe even more common items that have some mechanical benefits, so it's like just a little better but not much. Maybe it's more like a one trick pony or something. That would be cool. Adding some different, just flavor, some things to flavor it out, but not just to do it. Like, it's got to be associated with my world. I think that would be awesome. And I mean, from people I've talked to, they've all seemed to like the idea. But, you know, again, this is something that if I'm going to put some time into it, I'd like to make sure that people actually want it. You know, if I spend all this time into it and nobody wants it, then it's kind of a downer. So I'm sure there'll be people who just download it, but if you're not going to actually read it or do anything with it, then what's the point, you know? Obviously, I'm going to do stuff with it, but going that extra step to get it up on these websites is, you know, it's something I'd have to learn because I haven't done it before. I've put stuff on my website. I've put stuff on the Facebook group. Yeah. Speaking of the Facebook group, Master the Game, there's my fighter, level 1 through 10. He is up for download over there. Over on the Master the Game YouTube page, I will be doing character optimization builds. Levels 1 through 10. The core 4 is the first series: fighter, cleric, rogue, wizard. all of those are the core 4. Those will be up. And if that's something you're interested in seeing how to, how I would optimize those types of characters. And we go a little step further. So the first fighter is a tank fighter. We will do a couple fighter videos, a couple cleric videos, a couple rogue, and a couple wizard. I'm not going to do fighter back to back, but I'll do fighter now. I'll probably do something like cleric next. But the idea is I'm going to have all these characters and make them level 1 through 10 at every level that you can download them. Those will all be up in the Facebook group. And I will probably put them up on the website, rpgjuice.com, as well at some point. I haven't done that yet. And I just really want to give you guys some more things to use. Whether you have players, maybe you have high death rate in your games. And so if a character dies, they need a quick character, you can just give them one of these characters. Like, here you go. Boom. So it's a quick, easy download, and you don't have to sit there and roll up stats. It's all Adventures League legal. I do average hit points for level, and I do point buy. So right now, the first fighter, the tank fighter, is a min-maxed fighter. He is 15, 15, 15, 8, 8, 8. So if that's, you might not like that. Physically, he's a beast. Mentally, weak. So he's got a lot of weaknesses, but he's got a lot of strengths. And, he's not perfect. I mean, you roll your character up, you're probably going to have higher stats in your top 2 at least. But no, he's pretty good. He's a dwarf fighter, 17 in strength, 17 in con, 15 dex, and then 8, 8, 8 in the last 3. So he's no slouch physically. He's not the best. I mean, there's better out there. But he's pretty darn good. So he's a good little fighter, a good one to give to players, especially if you have like newer players. I think it's a good character to use to get people used to playing D&D. So anyways, more stuff will be up. I am going to get back. I'm actually going to try and do live videos on YouTube more often. I haven't done a lot of these in a long time. So I'm going to try and do these more often, as well as in the group. I enjoy doing that. So just again, give me your feedback below if you like it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. And I don't know how to stop this, but let's try. There's got to be a way to stop it. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't say how to stop it. Show none. Yeah, I don't know. Now I don't know how to stop the live feed. Do I just hit the X? What is this? Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I can do all sorts of stuff. Oh, dance party. Oh, snap. This is crazy. Oh, that's cool. Documentary. Silver screen. Ooh, haunt. What is... Oh, I like this. Sketch. Oh, that is sweet. These are cool. I do like that. Dream. This is a dream. Oh. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm going to try and just hit the X and see if it works.